go from Lake Cachuma, or I guess they say Cachuma Lake, and we're headed to Thousand Trails in Morgan Hill, California. So we have reservations for a couple of weeks, but the drive along this highway, which is Highway 154, it's closed going to the south. It's closed between Cachuma Lake and Santa Barbara, and I did a video about the flooding there, but it's almost ready to be back open, I understand, and it may be by now. But Highway 154 is just beautiful along there. I love the green, lush hills and the pasture land, and it reminds me of a lot of areas in the Midwest, perhaps. Maybe that's why Terry and I both enjoy that kind of landscape. The roundabout there is a turnoff to Solvang, but we like I say, are headed to a metropolitan area. I mean, San Jose, Morgan Hill, that area, and of course you're getting into Silicon Valley, and then off to the northwest is San Francisco and Oakland and Berkeley and, you know, all of that. So we are going to do some sightseeing once we get situated in that area. So we're going to use Thousand Trails in Morgan Hill as our base. And it's been so rainy here that it's almost a little depressing when you know, go days without sunshine. So this day driving was a very nice day, and we used the opportunity to get fuel and refill on propane. There's a town called Santa Maria along there that works really well for both of those things. And one thing that's been bugging me has been the fact that I've never weighed the RV. And you know, I've added 4 solar panels. We've got a bunch of batteries, all kinds of things, in addition to, you know, just the normal stuff that you accumulate over time. So I've always been a little bit afraid to weigh the RV. And of course, I used to have to do it all the time in driving a semi, and I even got a ticket for being overweight on one axle. A lot of times you have to adjust your axles on the trailer to shift weight to the fifth wheel area of the tractor. You're allowed 34,000 pounds on those sets of wheels. And if you get 36,000 and you've got 32 or something, you can shift those wheels around and make it 34 in the back and add a couple thousand pounds to the fifth wheel area. But anyway, the same thing applies to an RV a bit, in that, you know, you can't be over the gross weight of the vehicle. If you had an accident and they discovered that, they'd probably fine you. We don't have to stop in weigh stations, fortunately. But I always did wonder, you know, with all the stuff that I've added and that we carry to the RV, what our weight would be like. So after I got fuel, this particular truck stop has the scale right next to the office or entrance to the convenience store, so it's super convenient. So I just pulled onto the scale and went in and got my weight, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that we're underweight, and which is great, because I've heard of people that, especially in fifth wheel situations, overloading what their pickup can handle, or in some cases even overloading what the RV, what the trailer can handle, which causes problems with braking, bearings, all kinds of things. And same goes for any vehicle. So I don't want to be overloaded in the RV and wear the brakes out, you know, or cause problems like that, which it will eventually. So anyway, we're allowed, the max vehicle weight, gross weight of the vehicle can be 31,000 pounds of just the RV. And of that 31,000 pounds, you can't have more than 12,000 pounds on the front steering axles. So basically you can have 19,000 pounds on the back axles if you have 12,000 pounds on the front axles. And then you can have what they call gross combined vehicle weight, and that's when you add in the vehicle that you're towing. And in our RV, we can tow up to 10,000 pounds, so the gross combined vehicle weight is 41,000 pounds. Now, my trailer hitch is only rated to 5,000 pounds, so we are going to be pulling 10,000 pounds. But in a nutshell, the empty weight of the vehicle is about 25,000 pounds. So we got about 6,000 pounds to work with. And when I went onto the scale then, it turns out that our gross weight is 28,800. So we've got a couple thousand pounds yet to work with, thank goodness. And I did this full of fuel and full of water, both. So that's pretty good, because a full tank of fuel on that probably weighs 600 pounds, something in that neighborhood, and the full tank of water is going to weigh about 1,000 pounds, because it's almost 120 gallon tank at a little over 8.3 pounds per gallon for water. So that's pretty good. That's not bad. Even if we for some reason had a full gray tank and full black tank, we would still be have room for another 1,000 pounds or so. So I was glad to get that figured out and understood exactly where we were weight wise. So it was worth the stop on the way. But anyway, off we went to Thousand Trails, which, as you can see, is a bit of a muddy mess, but it isn't bad. It's not a bad place. It's going to work out for our stop and a home base while we go explore San Francisco. Anyway, thanks for watching.